When you're famous, doing interviews is part of the job, and sometimes you unfortunately have to dodge some pretty rude questions. Occasionally, celebs will give rude reporters a taste of their own medicine and be rude right back. However, sometimes celebs are rude to interviewers for no reason at all. Here's our list of the top 10 embarrassing celebrity interviews that ruined their name. I'm your host, Shantae. Make sure to like, comment, and subscribe, and click that bell to get notified whenever we upload a new video. First up, we have the GOAT of basketball, LeBron James. A bit of context for this one. In Game 1 of the 2018 NBA Finals, Cleveland Cavalier J.R. Smith made a monumental mistake, resulting in the eventual loss of the game. LeBron James was clearly annoyed with J.R. Smith, and journalists couldn't help but bring it up in the post-game conference. An ESPN reporter straight up asked LeBron, what the heck was J.R. Smith thinking when he made that error? It turned into this tense back and forth, and even though LeBron answered the question over and over again, he eventually just got up, grabbed his stuff, and left the stage in this super awkward silence. We're gonna go ahead and say no, he didn't know what Smith was thinking. Next up, Justin Bieber. This entire interview is like a scene straight out of Lost in Translation. It was back in 2015 when Bieber made an appearance on a Spanish radio show, and little did he know what was about to unfold. As the interview began in Spanish, a translator was tasked with the daunting challenge of interpreting both the host's questions and Bieb's responses. The super slow pace of the conversation and lackluster questions seemed to test Bieber's patience as his eyes practically rolled back into his head. As the interview dragged on for what felt like an eternity, many started to place blame on the poor translation. After 8 minutes of torture filled with unnecessary personal jabs, Justin finally reached his breaking point. And just when it seemed like it couldn't get any worse, the host had the audacity to ask Justin to break the internet with some popular YouTubers. Justin Bieber, with his nonchalant demeanor, exited the scene, leaving the host in a state of odd excitement mixed with disappointment. At number 8, Robert Downey Jr. And while we're on the subject of walkouts, Robert Downey Jr. made one of the most dramatic walkouts ever in 2015 when he took issue with Krishnan guru Murthy asking him about his past struggles with addiction. The Iron Man star later branded Krishnan a parasite, stating, "I'm one of those guys who I'm always assuming the social kind of decorum is in play and that we're promoting a superhero movie. A lot of kids are going to see it, and this has nothing to do with your creepy, dark agenda that I'm feeling all of a sudden like ashamed and obligated to accommodate your weirdo-ish." Number 7, Hugh Grant. When Ashley Graham interviewed celebrities for ABC's 2023 Oscars pre-show, Hugh Grant gave short, sarcastic answers, then rolled his eyes when their conversation ended. Reflecting on the situation a few months later, Ashley told the Sunday Times, "I could tell he didn't want to be there. That was obvious. Before we were chatting, he was pleasant. Then we started rolling and he was like, I don't want to be here. So I said, okay, work with me. I get it, but like, work with me." In an older interview, Hugh Grant roasted Ellen DeGeneres completely unprompted. And following a 2009 interview, Jon Stewart banned Hugh Grant from returning to The Daily Show because he's giving everyone ish the whole time and he's a big pain in the butt. During a 2012 Q&A with Stephen Colbert, Jon said that Hugh was his least favorite guest, adding, "We've had dictators on the show." Another dictator, but in fashion, is Joan Rivers. The late Joan Rivers, let me tell you, was one fearless and formidable personality. I mean, this lady had a no-nonsense attitude like no other. CNN proved that the hard way. The interviewer, Frederica Whitfield, is clearly doing that whole "I'll attack you, but I'll pretend to be polite and act innocent" kind of thing throughout the whole interview. She takes numerous shots at Joan Rivers while she's trying to be all polite and innocent, but you can feel the subtle aggression. Once Frederica Whitfield comments on Joan Rivers' fur coat, she flies off the handle before calling the interview negative and storming off. Whitfield also states that Joan Rivers kept her microphone on after the cameras had cut out and let fly some rather colorful language. Something tells us Joan didn't take kindly to the passive aggressiveness. Number 5, Rita Ora. It's not often that celebrities walk on the Associated Press, but here you have it. Rita Ora has this interview with Associated Press, and everything seems to be going great until the interviewer mentions Calvin Harris not releasing some of her stuff, causing Rita Ora to politely smile and walk away. A close listener can even catch someone off camera saying something like, "We're not talking about anything personal," and the fact that the interviewer was probably warned about this adds to the awkwardness. It seems like they just got carried away at the moment and sent some juicy gossip. At number 4, Sarah Ferguson, the former Duchess of York. Nobody likes being confronted with video evidence of them committing a crime, especially royalty. In an interview with Australian version of 60 Minutes, the Duchess didn't seem to want to be there whatsoever. Snappy replies, eye-rolling, and the demand that the camera crew delete certain segments of the recording made for an interview that was wild from start to finish. The final straw came when she was shown footage of her accepting a bribe for offering insider access to members of the royal family. With one more huff, the Duchess was out. Number 3, Vin Diesel. In 2016, Vin Diesel derailed his interview with YouTuber Carol Moreira by trying to flirt with her and insisting she was too beautiful and sexy for him to continue, making her visibly uncomfortable. In the video's intro, Carol addressed the situation, saying he began to hit on me in the middle of the interview, saying that I was pretty, and he interrupted the interview 3 times to talk about it. I was laughing, completely uncomfortable. I did not like it, and at the time I did not know how to react, but you will see that I was uncomfortable. It was not nice that he interrupted my work. In our number 2 spot, Paris Hilton. Sometimes celebrities just don't want to give up the spotlight. In the case of Paris Hilton, even the suggestion that her fame had run its course hit a sore spot for the notorious diva. As this ABC News interview went on, and she was questioned if she felt threatened by the Kardashians' newfound fame, Paris Hilton became more and more Paris Hilton. Sarcastic laughter and short replies hinted that the TV personality had just about had it with her time in the interview chair. When the reporter asked, "Do you want to wrap it up?" Paris spared him an answer and simply got up and left. Last but not least, at number 1, Naomi Campbell. Diamonds, drama, cameras being punched. This sounds like an episode of The Real Housewives. Backstage during Naomi Campbell's charity fashion show for Haiti, ABC reporters decided to question the supermodel about how she allegedly received a large blood diamond from ex-Liberian President Charles Taylor. Apparently, she wasn't in the mood to discuss her jewelry, as she quickly cut the reporter off and said that she would not be discussing any diamonds during the interview. Shortly afterwards, she stormed away, knocking a camera out of a producer's hand as she made a hasty exit. Celebrity interviews, the perfect blend of entertainment and insight, but beware, they can also turn into reputation disasters. Our top 10 embarrassing moments remind us that even the rich and famous can stumble and say cringeworthy or inappropriate things. Celebrities and interviewers, take note, choose your words wisely. Thank you guys so much for watching. We hope you all enjoyed, and we will see you in the next video. Bye.